Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is my second ever Sunday stream. Ever, forever. I wrote a prayer for Sacred Heart Month. So we are going to pray. We are going to open in prayer. Is the music too loud? Let me... Yeah, a little bit. Okay. I can't close my eyes in this model unless I'm... Anyway. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. This is a Sacred Heart prayer that I found and I fixed up. So let's lock in. Sacred Heart of Jesus, we entrust all that we create to you, for it is you that will be able to create in the first place. Look down upon us and reveal to us the treasures of your love, goodness, and grace in your most loving heart. Forgive our sins and fortify our weaknesses, that we may serve you faithfully as you deserve. These favors we ask for ourselves and for every community we encounter, both online and offline. May all that we do embody your truth and everlasting love. Make us more like you and shape all that we create to fit within your divine will for us. Heart of Jesus, pierced by the soldier's lance on Calvary, be our refuge in life and our gateway in paradise. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Happy Sunday, everyone. It has started to get warm. It's quite warm today. It's starting to feel like summer. Happy Sacred Heart Month, everyone. It's the first day of Junie month. It's definitely not about me. It's definitely about Sacred Heart, but my name is got 3 letters of June in it. So, I mean, if you go the long way and you put Juniper, then I would have all 4 letters of June, but nobody calls me Juniper except for Empress, so, you know, obviously. I go by Junie, but it's June E month. So either an extra E, I spell it Junie, Junie month, but that's happening, so I will be streaming every single day for the next 29 days. I think there's 30 days, has September, April, June. Yes, there's 30 days in this month, so Junie, hello! And then August Ami. There's gotta be a way to make that work. No. Sanguine August. I don't know. We'll workshop it. Wow, that's wild. I'm excited. I didn't say my highs to everyone, so let me backtrack. Hello, Ami, and definitely Bob, and Dice, and Talos, and Blue Blues, and John, and Bear, and Milk. Congratulations on your Lutheran confirmation. I'm not necessarily sure what I'm supposed to say about that. I'm happy that you're getting closer to Christ. I think that's, yeah. And happy... I was gonna say happy birthday. Well, I think it's Hashi's. Hashi's birthday was yesterday. Empress's birthday was also yesterday. And I think someone else. And then other Junie has a birthday coming up. So happy almost birthday to all the June people and the late May people. And hello to John. And hello, Pri! Man! It's been a long time since I've seen you here. And Roki, I said hi to Roki, right? Junie streaming on a Sunday? Yep. It's gonna be like this every Sunday. Every Sunday until the end of June, so... I should have asked Saren to send a chronicle my birthday regards. Yeah. I think that's... Yeah. I was reading at the same time as I was speaking, could you tell? I did enjoy my week off. I did take a week off. I'm glad you guys didn't throw too much of a fit over it. I knew some of you, Bob, were upset. I'm joking. But I did enjoy my break. It was definitely needed. I haven't taken one for me, like just for the sake of relaxation and not doing anything since I've started streaming. I've either taken breaks because I had to work somewhere else or I was traveling, so I never really got to enjoy like not doing anything. Yeah. I had a boss that was Lutheran once. Did the boss stop being your boss, or did your boss stop being Lutheran? Wow, my old outfit in my new room? Okay. It's a choice. It's a choice that someone has made. Hello, Anakin. Yeah, I hope your boss is okay. You just made it sound like either your boss is not Lutheran or your boss is no longer with us. Just do purple. I do feel exposed. Like, I feel too purple in this room. But it matches the background. Like, the far background. So, yeah. He was fired. Oh. Oh. Junie! Of course you're here, Speed. The only person that ever changes my outfit is you. Hashtag purple. Father! You're purple too. Happy purple. Happy purple day. Crashed out daily. No, you're fine. You're fine. You lived. It's like half my boss. Like, which half? Which half was... Hopefully the top half. You could talk to him. Or like, maybe the left side? Wait, Junie, did you switch models or am I blind? It's called an outfit change and a hair change. Ready? I'll show you. I'll show you again. Ready? Whoa! 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 But because Speed picked this one. And it's crazy because Speed prefers the brown outfit and the long hair. And so he, for whatever reason, just by default was like, I gotta change it back. Like, he always tells me when I have this one on, he's like, I like the other one more. And so he comes in to change it, but now it's the opposite, so I don't know. Maybe it's just, like, instinct. I'm back. Welcome back, John. How was your phone call? I said hi to you, but you weren't here. Your boss didn't have enough Protestant worth ethic. Excuse me? It's still ecumenical until tomorrow, okay? Fix your face. So I ran the youth ministry of a diocese. Ooh. So I do that under my bishop, but the camp I run and office is at a camp and conference center owned by the same diocese. So that has an executive director. Well, they hired him to be the executive director. It was kind of clashy, I see. Wait. I feel like I've asked you what your denomination is before, but I don't recall. But I don't think you're Catholic. But I was like really fascinated that you have like dioceses and bishops. I don't remember what you said though. But I just, wow. We love that. Denominanon. Sacred Heart Month. It is Sacred Heart Month. I think it's very interesting when people say that it's Humility Month. I'm like, Sacred Heart is right there. Guys, since like the 1800s, come on, guys, get on. You've heard the kerfuffle over me. Yes, I have. Only once Mira mentioned it and was like, oh man. It was Mira and Jemmy who mentioned it because they thought that you were me for a second. Yes. Episcopalian, I'm real close to Catholic. Okay, we had this conversation in the server. Whether, like, what denomination is closest to Catholics. Like, I guess doctrinally, and I think we said Lutherans. I think. I love and respect Catholics. I know you do. That's why you're here talking to me. You're so sweet. I'm lurking, but have a great stream. Thank you, David. Hi, David. Bye, David. Read your Bible, David. Don't forget to go to Mass. David, it's not too late. It's not too late. I will hydrate. Hi, Junie. I just wanted to drop in and wish you a happy Junie month. Wow, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. Have a good Sacred Heart month. The point of me streaming every day is so I can be loving to all of you for all of Sacred Heart month. That's the goal. That's the only plan, really. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So in my opinion, Orthodox or Lutheran. I see. I see. The denomination closest to Catholics are Catholics. We didn't mention Anglicans. We didn't. We didn't. We should have. We probably should have. I don't know. I think I feel closer to Lutherans because I've started to enjoy Milk's conversations about being a Lutheran. That has been like a highlight of my day now. I'm like, alright, what did Martin say about this thing today? Local local Lutheran, please tell me what Martin feels. I like to advocate for Catholics. I think it's helpful as a non-Catholic. I appreciate you. You're doing the hard work. I try to, in the most loving way possible. I you know, talk to people that have misconceptions about Catholicism, just so they know what we truly believe. Because I think a lot of the times it's not like that. I would say Episcopal is closer to Catholic than Lutherans. I don't know. What denomination tastes the most similar? Oh, to Catholics? Flavor-wise? You'll have to give me time to think about that. Junie! Happy! Hello! Good to see you again, John. Hello, Truth. Local Lutheran is observed by Big Bug. Yes. I just think he's funny. Episcopalians maintain a strong emphasis on tradition and apostolic succession, and certain liturgical practices that align more closely with the Catholic tradition. I think Anglicans are pretty close, but they've drifted quite a bit over the years. Yeah, I think like traditional Anglicans are probably closer, but I feel like modern day Anglicans are further away, I think. Problem with regarding Anglicans is how they are close to Catholic. Various what? Huh? I would say Lutherans are probably closer than Orthodox. I would say so too. I would say so as well. Lutheran position on the Philoque. I feel like I pronounce that wrong every time. Orthodox or Lutheran? Orthodox, I was Lutheran and had too many fights with bastards. Whoa! Whoa! Swearing at church? John! John, it's Sacred Heart Month. You can't swear! You can't swear! Well, you can't swear in general here. But that's... exchanged? As in, like, your pastor swore at you? That's so scary. I'm so sorry. They affirm it loosely. Oh, okay. I see. Interesting. We believe in it. I see. Hope you're doing well, Junie. I'm doing wonderfully. I just got out of church, and I say just got out, like Mass wasn't at 8:30 in the morning, and it's currently almost 3:30. Hello, Junie in chat. Hello, Truth and chat. Say Lutherans is closest to Catholics. I agree. In my opinion, the Orthodox theology is the closest to that of the Catholic Church. Father says so, so it is fact. Hey yo, what? Time is weird sometimes. Yeah. Wow, that's scary. What part's scary? I did go to the early Mass today, and I will be going to the early Mass all this month because of stream. Not a bad way. Like, I kind of like it. I go to TLM, for anyone that doesn't know, that's traditional, like, Latin Mass. So the Mass is said in Latin. The homily / sermon, some people would call it, is in English. Okay, but everything else is in Latin. I go to low Mass. So I started going in the mornings, like, early morning instead. But I used to go at, like, 1:30 p.m., which was awesome, but I think I like the vibe of 8:30 more. Like, they pray a rosary before Mass, and I don't want to say that they're more pious, but it feels like they're more pious. They follow rules more. I'll say they follow rules more, and I like when rules are followed. Yeah. Oh, getting cussed by pastors is scary. Yeah, I would leave, I think. I would leave. Lutherans are also Episcopal depending on which ones you're talking about. The Americans are not. Let's see. There's like so many subgroups. Well, I mean, there's subgroups within Catholicism too, like via different rites and stuff, so I guess it just be like that. It's 2015, the pastor refused me communion over me disagreeing on the ELCA stance on social issues. He also kept referring to the Bible as book of what? Okay. Wow. Do you guys have, like, do Lutherans have bishops or something? I feel like that's something you tell your bishop or... Oh my goodness. Altar server duties aligned with the 12 p.m. mass. Is that good? Do you... is that a way of you saying that you serve the 12 p.m. mass? My experience Novus Ordo can be just as reverent as TLM if you got a good priest. I agree. I agree. I don't have anything against Novus Ordo. For anyone that doesn't know what Novus Ordo is, it's a Catholic rite, I guess. Well, basically, it's just the mass said in the like common language, English, Spanish, Italian, wherever. There are a lot of rules that have been relaxed. Some traditions that are not kept, but sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not. So some people prefer the traditional Latin, some people prefer the freedoms of Novus Ordo. Both are valid, totally fine. But yeah, I think both are good. Both are good. I just like my TLM. I like my priest. So I like the priest. I like the community. Would I go to a Novus Ordo if they had like the altar rails? Yeah. My biggest thing is being able to receive communion on the tongue and not feeling like a weirdo. And being able to veil and not feeling like a weirdo. And having a good priest that gives good advice. That's basically my like 3 things. And then also like, of course, being proper with the Eucharist. So not throwing Jesus around. That's basically it. I can compromise on what the church looks like, on how many people are there, you know, on a lot of things. Those are just like, you know, everyone has their like non-negotiables. So, you know, it's just like anyone else picking any other kind of different church. So, you know. I was 9, then the what? 11:30? Oh, sacristan told me he was out of town, so I covered for him. And the server didn't show, so I was the sacristan and server at the second mass. I would be so tired. I would be so tired. Hi, hello. Evangelical Lutheran Church of America has bishops. Oh, the other one doesn't? Oh. District presidents. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have the correct position on Novus Ordo versus TLM. It's personal preference. Just like anyone picks any other church, it's personal preference. So like, let's say you're non-denominational and you're looking for a home church. Music is important to you. You don't like the music being super loud, or you like the concert setting of praise and worship, but don't like the traditional music. So for you, music is important. So when you're looking for church homes, you look for music, good pastors, you know, some things that are non-negotiable for you. So, you know, I think there's nothing wrong with going to the more traditional churches. There's nothing wrong with going to churches that are more like, I guess, of the times. I would say of the times. You know, it's personal preference, so I feel like it's normal. It's normal to have preferences. For Novus Ordo, but I prefer chant, incense, altar rails, ad orientem. I love ad orientem, and I used to hate it. So, I kneel and receive on the tongue at my Novus Ordo. There are some, like, there are small things for me, I guess. Like, if I'm at Mass, I don't like when someone that's not the priest administers the Eucharist. I will not receive it from someone that's not a priest. So I'd switch lines. But other than that, you know, I'm okay. I am not going to touch it. Someone, like, do not put the host in my hand. Don't put it in my hand. I'm not gonna touch it. But, you know, I try not to be disruptive, you know, so. And if there's, like, a parish that's, like, we only give people the Eucharist on the hand, you cannot kneel or receive it on the tongue, period, then that's just somewhere I don't go, because that's their preference, and so, you know, my preference is different than theirs, and it's okay. Do you have a Sacred Heart devotion that you prefer? Yeah, well, kind of? Kind of. Well, I like the Divine Mercy Chaplet, obviously. And this is kind of Sacred Hearty. It's not exactly, but I really like meditating on the like agony in the garden. because I feel like it's Christ's heart just like poured out because he's like grieving and stressed and anxious. And so when I'm grieving and stressed and anxious, I know exactly who to go to. And so I like that aspect at least. We have altar rails at my church. Woo! Difference between bishop and district president is that bishops move diagonally. Yeah. I actually don't know how to play chess. And I might learn. I might learn this month. I'm trying a lot of new things this month. I don't know if you guys have seen the schedule. But on the schedule I have on Mondays or Tuesdays. Monday is Minecraft. Tuesday I'm doing arts and crafty stuff like every Tuesday. So I'll be knitting this week, and the next week I'm gonna do like a paint by numbers, and then I'm gonna make friendship bracelets and rosaries and like maybe a coloring page. Like, we'll see. I want to do crafty stuff because I've been shy to do crafty stuff. So maybe I'll also learn how to play chess. We'll see. We'll see. Like, are you guys chess people? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Lies. What do you mean lies? I don't like when communion is given on the hand. I don't either. Wanting to know if there are other Sacred Heart novenas beside the one I've been doing. Oh, there's plenty. There are plenty different prayers to the Sacred Heart. Oh, the volume turns down for you too. Okay, noted. Yeah, there are plenty that you can choose from. So, yeah, just a quick Google search really will tell you. I love chess. Hi, Mew. How do you do it? I think I've only ever played chess like once in high school. But I felt like I didn't play. I felt like I was like a puppet and someone was playing through me because people were trying to teach me, and I would pick up a piece and they'd be like, "You can't move that way. You can't move that way. Are you sure you want to make that move? That seems like a terrible idea." And I'm like, I don't know. I don't understand the strategy to this game. So, you know, maybe in this month I'll become a chess master, you know? I heard you say you're Dominican. If you're in the Dominican Republic, how are Novus Ordo masses there? I'm not in the DR. But they're definitely more cultural. The music, it depends where you go. Obviously, it's different for everyone. But because, like, you know, the first church of the Americas was in the Dominican Republic, and, you know, we're still very strong about our, like, Spaniard, or I guess partially Spaniard, partially indigenous culture. You'll have a lot of different instruments that aren't in the typical American Novus Ordo, like, I don't know, a guitar. I mean, you'll have a guitar in, like, the Dominican Novus Ordos, but, you know, we'll have, like, congas and, like, other, like, percussive instruments in, like, I don't want to say the liturgy, like, during the processional and stuff. It's fun. It's a good vibe. A lot of the things that aren't usually sung are sung with instruments and microphones that are probably a little bit too loud, but that's just part of going to Spanish church sometimes. You have a P.O. box if you accept hand-spun yarn for knitting projects on stream. I want to get a P.O. box soon. Yeah, because there are a few things that you guys want to send me. I would make something out of something if you send me yarn. Absolutely. I don't know what I'd make, but I'd make something. I haven't made like a sweater or anything yet, so I'm kind of scared. I'm knitting a blanket right now for chat, so we'll get into that like on Tuesday, trust. Minecraft Mondays, 24 hours of chicken jockey. I would prefer 24 hours of lava chicken. I think that song kind of eats. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was peak. Hi, it's fun. I played since I've been 4. Oh. What do you mean not competitive material? You're a child prodigy. You're over here thinking like 6 moves in ahead. Like, I couldn't. That's exactly what my brother does to me when I try to play chess with him. Yeah. Yeah, man. We need brass. Well, it depends. For some feast days in like Spanish churches, there are trumpets. And they sound great, you know? It's just a completely different vibe I like quiet church, like the most quiet setting. If nothing could be sung at all except for like a Marian antiphon at the end, I would be happy. Okay, so for me, quiet is good. So if you're trying to go to like a Novus Ordo in like certain places in the DR or like any Spanish speaking country really, sometimes you're gonna get the like louder type of service, and that's okay, you know? But just don't go in expecting like absolute silence, because that's very unlikely to happen. American guitar in a Catholic mass is a red flag. I don't know about that. Hello, hello, Mr. Fat Cat. Where in the world are you today? Mr. World Traveler. Attalus, get Junie yard. No. I'll make something. If you guys all get me like the same like weight of yarn, I could knit something like a scarf out of everyone's yarn. Who knows? Maybe I'll learn how to make those little squares and like knit like a square blanket. I would like to add different color stripes though. I'd prefer that. My hot take, and I'm not saying guitar is okay in mass, but Hispanic guitar is much better in a mass setting than American. I agree. I agree because it like has cultural roots and it's played differently. It's not like played necessarily in like blocky chords. It's like, it's real fancy. It's real fancy and it fits the culture, and I think it's important that when there's liturgical freedoms in the music, it should fit the culture, personally. Thanks for the info. Sounds reverent in the context of the DR. Yeah! I think a lot of churches like that emphasize not on like the serenity of being a Christian, but more of like the joy of being a Christian. You go in, you dance a little bit, an appropriate amount, okay? At the end of mass, you're conversing, you're laughing. It doesn't matter that you're in sanctuary. Everyone's talking, hugging, kissing one another on the cheek, laughing. I went to a mass in Puerto Rico for Christmas. This was Christmas mass, and like there was the procession out of the church. I mean, the priest didn't leave all the way out, but you know, at the end of mass, he walks down the aisle. He came back around and went to where the choir was and grabbed the mic and sang a verse of the recessional hymn. So, it's... Listen. There's a lot of freedoms, but that one was really cool. I thought that was fun. Hello, Junies. I hope you're having a blessed days. I am. Happy Sacred Heart Month, Lyles. I'm at the hospital. Oh, no. Are you okay? X-ray. I've only experienced one X-ray once. It was before I traveled abroad. You have to get one if you're staying for a long time. They're checking for tuberculosis. And I'm proud to say that at that point in my life, I was tuberculosis free. I think I still currently am. I mean, you can never be sure. But I think I'm good. It was really interesting though. I didn't enjoy it. I mean, I would say I wouldn't do it again, but it's likely that I'd have to use an X-ray for something or another in my adult life. Because, you know, when you get older, they're like, oh man, when you hit the age of 20-something or 30-something, you gotta do certain checkups and scans and stuff. So I'm sure I'll see another X-ray machine soon enough. Kissing each other on the cheek before marriage? Could never. Yeah! Oh my goodness. Oh, hello! Oh wait, let me just... Here's your intro jazz music. Hello, Ultra Dog Man, welcome! It's me, Juni Purwood. Happy Sacred Heart Month to you and your friends. Welcome, welcome. We're just chatting after church. I didn't even get to talk about what we talked about in church today. Well, what I thought about during mass today. You know, as my mind wanders. We're just talking about liturgical differences and stuff. But how are you? What did you do today? Did you eat something? Be honest. Did you drink enough water? I haven't. I'll be honest with you. I haven't had enough water. Wow, my model freaked out because I had a sip. Alright. I'm still alive. Well, I'm glad. Not yet. Well, go do that. Please do. BRB, have fun. Thank you, Roki. 3 days ago, we lifted a 4-ton turret and it hit me in the chest. So I broke 2 ribs. Now I got a lump. It looks like I have 3 breasts, so they wanted to check it up. Are you... I mean, I guess okay is a bit of a stretch. It would... I hope it doesn't hurt too bad. I think I'll say that. Do you, like, know which 2? Oh, that's so... Oh, I hope you're okay. That's so scary. Hopefully you don't need surgery. I don't really know how broken ribs work. Do they just mend on their own? Or do you need to, like, go in and, like, shuffle them around, you know, so they heal right? Or... I don't know. I've never been a patient in a hospital other than the day I was born. So I have no idea how these things work. But, listen. Hopefully, you know, everything's okay. The breast sounds terrifying, creepy almost. I mean, if you have a big lump in the middle of your chest from getting a 4 tons, I don't think I truly understand how much a ton is. Give me a second. We'll look it up. How much is a ton? I need this in pounds. How many pounds in a ton? 2,000 pounds. What is something that is 2,000 pounds? Is 2,000 pounds. Wait. Because they're gonna try to give me the currency. No, I need to imagine this. That's an elephant? 5 to... You can't say that. That's not nice. Okay. Large mammoths. Oh, okay, so... Not a polar bear. Lighter than 4 polar bears. Okay, so essentially, you had like a female African elephant dropped on you and survived. That? You gotta flex that. You gotta like look at weights and be like, all right, how much? Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8,000? 8? That's a lot. That's a lot. Mr. Fat Cat, like, yeah, that's something heavy, like, wow. Well, I'm glad that, like, you're okay enough to, like, you know, chat, and hopefully you're not in too much pain. You know, maybe they gave you pain medication to make that, like, less miserable, because, ouch, oh my goodness. Oh, I couldn't imagine. Ah. My asthma gets worse every year. Either I have to get back on the shots or start taking the puffers again. That sounds interesting. I didn't know there was shots for asthma. How does that go? It didn't drop on me. It's slowly sweet. Ah! So, okay, wait. Okay. Alright, okay. So, there's you. And then there's a turret. What did it do? Like, swing around and hit you? Did you, like... I don't know how I can ask this without, like, sounding... Was there, like... Did you, like... Okay, for the people that saw what happened, did it look like that you were, like a superhero? You know how superheroes get, like, thrown by, like, villains into, like, buildings and then they smash the wall behind them because they get hit with so much force? And they, like, get up and they're like... Ugh. You know, and they, like, wipe the blood off of their nose and stuff. Did you, like, get, like a swing in? Did you, like, fly any distance? Terrifying. If you don't want to talk about it, you absolutely don't, because that sounds awful. But you are tough. You're made out of a different material than I. I think if I dropped a piece of furniture on my foot, I would be down for the count. I don't think I'd be getting up for a while. I'm fragile. Say turret, do you mean a gun or the castle? I don't know. I hope it's the castle one, but I think it's the gun one. Standing and we had the turret hanging in 4 chains. I just wanted to correct its direction, but it swung and hit me straight in the a floating turret. This is gonna be a great story to tell your grandchildren. That's really metal. I mean, it is actually. Sorry, I need to. I'm glad that you're all right. I'm glad that you're okay. That's so. Wow. I'm glad you guys are alive. I was thinking about that. It's because Milk mentioned it the other day. He was like, man, if something happens, you guys wouldn't know. Because I would just like disappear off the internet and you guys wouldn't know. And I was so sad about that. I'm like, I hope nothing happens to you guys that's bad. I hope only good things happen to you guys. And I can be there for your big landmark stuff in like a not parasocial way. If possible. I'd go to your wedding if you invited me. I'd go. I'm not sure if I can float Junies, but I can try being a floating ferret. I'd like to see that. Like a little floaty for a ferret. You know those like tiny floaties that they make for like beer cans or something? You could just like put a ferret in there and they can use it as a floaty instead. I think that'd be quite cute. If possible. Are they small enough for that? I think so. Their little paws can just hang out of the front. Yeah, it could work. Pink turret to a leopard too. What? That's... wow. Incredible. Glad you guys are okay. Okay, this month I'll be here, obviously, every day. Different times. I'm not going to stream as long as I usually do. You know, well, that's the goal. Okay, here are my goals for this upcoming month of streaming literally every single day. Obviously, don't burn out. I'd like to go to daily mass. So all of my streams are centered around being able to go to daily mass. So you won't catch me too early in the morning on a weekday so I can go to mass and come back and eat something. I want to collab with more people. So this week, if you saw the schedule, I'm collabing with Melinda Esperanza. Or if you're on YouTube, Well with Mel. And we're going to be drawing together. And then also on Twitter, I mentioned about a month ago, I'm wanting to have tea with other VTubers and just chatting, hanging out. So that is now going to be a formal thing. So on the schedule, it says varnish and tea cakes with insert whoever. Because I am now officially going to have tea time with people. So it will be like an informal interview where, you know, someone comes on, they talk about what's been going on with content creation and the things that they like. Because I think a lot of VTubers have special interests or they're doing really cool stuff and they don't really get to have a platform to just yap about it and be excited. And so I really just want to like experience the joy of like listening to other people talk about the things they're excited about. So yeah, if I die, my YouTube videos, the people I helped, and the things I did at church will be my legacy. And that's a great legacy. It's one of those times when you could have done it according to the rules and regulations, but you get a bit lazy and it's almost the weekend, so you cut some corners. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Junie. Hi, Junior. Hello. Happy God's Promise to the World Month. Guys. We gotta lock in. Okay. Here's my... and this will be the only time that I mention this. All month. Okay? All month. We do not choose our celebrations in spite of anyone. We choose the celebrations we have. The church gives us Sacred Heart Month to love the world as Jesus has loved us and all of us. Okay, and to reverence his most sacred heart and to do things that don't offend him and to love him. Okay, so picking something that's the opposite of the thing we don't like, I feel like kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. But we already have Jesus Love Holiday. We have that. We have Sacred Heart Month. So for me, for all extensive purposes, it would be Sacred Heart Month. Passionate people talking about passion. That's what I want to see. Passionate people talking about the things that they're excited about. Like, I need someone to come on here and talk about trains for 2 hours and have tea with me. That's what we're about. I will try to have tea from like small businesses if I can and promote small businesses because I love tea. Like when I say tea time, I'm actually going to be having like a proper teacup and a pot for tea. And I will be brewing tea at the proper temperature and timing. Okay, I will be doing these things. And we will have tea time. Proper tea time. And if the person on the other side of the call would like to also participate in tea time, I'm always going to ask the person that I'm interviewing, talking to, hanging out with, what they are drinking. Because it's tea time. We should have tea. If they're having tea, a lot of people on the Google form, when they filled it out, they're like, I don't really like tea, but I do like a Dr. Pepper or something like that. And I was like, well, put it in a fancy cup at least. And then when I ask you what you're drinking, you can tell me you're having Dr. Pepper and like fine china. Why not? And a certain Highland cow who has a tea partnership. I know of a few people who have tea partnerships. And I think that's amazing. I think there's a lot of VTuber companies that have been popping up recently. And I think I'm being mindful. And I'm praying and properly discerning any partnerships and sponsorships that I should take up. Because I haven't really put my name on anything yet. So I'm keeping my eye out for the things that I know that you guys will like. And the things that I personally support. You know, that being said, I'll keep my eye out. Like for me, I don't like energy drinks. I don't drink energy drinks. So for me to take a sponsorship for energy drinks wouldn't make sense. Because I know some of you don't have good relationships with caffeine. And you either drink too much or maybe, I would say maybe not enough. Maybe not enough. So I think for protein powders where you get to kind of pick your poison and choose a certain amount, it's a bad idea for me to be like, go have energy drinks, guys. Because I know that some of you do not have energy drinks in moderation or caffeine, coffee in moderation. So it wouldn't be wise for me to promote those things, I think. But tea, I think is great. I always use a proper teacup and saucer. That's correct. Use my parents' 1981 Mikasa wedding set. I used the Mizudashi tea though, not hot tea. I see. That's elegant. I like that for you, John. I like diet, cherry Dr. Pepper, but if I drink too much of it, my kidneys hurt. What? Wait, why? What? Are you okay? Dr. Pepper used to require prescription. It's true. Hi, Oomfies. Hi, Oomph. How are you? I refuse to use tea sets made between 1909 and 1975 because of the lead glaze, though. That's really smart. I didn't think about that. I might have to reconsolidate. Okay. I started liking those Hirito drinks. Oh, those are good. They're made with cane sugar and no sucralose. I like them. I like them. You need to go to the right places to get them. Go to like a little bodega and they'll probably cost less than getting them at like a Walmart or a big grocery store. I only drink decaf, Louisiane tea, and LaCroix. All right, listen, we're the same. We're the same, and this is why. I'll wake up and if I'm tired, I'll have tea. Sometimes I wait a little bit to see if the tiredness goes away, and if it does, I'll have non-caffeinated tea. If it doesn't, I'll have caffeinated tea. And my like go-to like canned drink of choice is sparkling water, flavored sparkling water. So I get you. Life-changing, life-changing. I don't know when and why I started liking sparkling water, but once I started, I could not be stopped. So, totally get it. Howdy. Howdy, Leah. Leah? Leah? Sorry, I'm like... I'm trying to understand if you're the Leah that I think you are. They only started adding lead to the glaze in 1910, so any set before that is still safe. Okay, I'll keep my eye out. I like sparkling apple juice. Ooh. I really wanted a soda stream in college just so I can carbonate my water. But then I just carbonate everything. I'd carbonate orange juice instead of having like a mimosa. I'd carbonate apple juice instead of having something sparkling and like, what is it called? Fermented. Yeah. I just like the fizziness of it. I don't really necessarily need it to be fermented. I like kombucha though. Kombucha's great. Personally, haven't seen any other Leahs yet, but I don't step by your streams often. That's totally fine. I know a few Leahs, so every time I see your name, I'm like, oh, Leah? There's like one on Twitter, and then there's one that I know personally, and I know that if she made a username, it definitely wouldn't. Well, I don't know. It might just be Leah, but I don't. We'll see. We'll see. I'll ask her. I'll ask her if she has a Twitch, and if she does, then I'll see what her Twitch name is, but I'm pretty sure it's not just Leah. Leah's a great name, though. 11 out of 10. Good choice. Good choice. Is it short for anything, or is it just Leah? I'm glad it's spelled L-I-A. That's the best spelling, I think. In my humblest, buggiest opinion. Would I name a child Leah? Maybe not. I feel like I know too many. For me, Leah is... It's not as common as Matthew, but it's common enough. Maybe like as common as Olivia is, I would say, is Leah. But listen, I don't have anything against common names. Like, I'm Juniper, so that's not super common. So I kind of have respect for people that have like name twins. I think that's really fun. Tested my grandparents' 1950s tea set, and the swab turned brick red, so be careful, please. Oh my goodness. Now I'm scared, like... I'll have to check, because like my grandparents also have tea sets. They don't use them, but I like to have tea. And, you know, I have a few like tea sets that are like my inheritance from other people, so I have to check them for lead. Oh, in the year of our Lord. Oh, I thought this was like a problem of the past, but then I forgot. Oh my goodness. And there's like no quick way to do it other than having like a swab. Oh, it's not like the glass where you can see it turn green with like a certain light thing. Like you actually have to have like... Dang. Okay, well, I keep forgetting that people were like low-key poisoning themselves, so, you know, noted. I love tea sets. The majority of them are so pretty. I know! I might get a new one soon. What if reglaze over the lead glaze? Would it survive the kiln a second time or a third time? That's my issue. Or I guess like something bad that could happen is you try to you know, you dip the cup again and you refire it in the kiln, but it explodes. You know, because there could be like hairline cracks that are really, really small that you can't see, that the cup has accumulated over time, or weaknesses in the like porcelain if it's made out of porcelain. So I feel like if you refire it after like so many years have passed, it might just blow up in the kiln. You know? Get a Gibson plain white tea set. This is my problem, John. This is my issue. I like the designs on the tea sets. I like the designs. I would rather get something that's beautiful than to get something that's plain. I can't. But we'll see. If the shape of the cups are nice to my eyes, then perhaps I will settle for getting just a white tea set. But yeah. Dip it in Teflon. Trust me, it's a good idea. This is terrible. Whew. Teflon, yummy. You guys, are you okay? Maybe you guys just have an iron deficiency and crave metal. Do you guys have enough metal, enough zinc and iron in your diets? I don't think so. You guys need to get an iron fish. I need to get an iron fish. Basically, it's like a fish made of iron. If you don't have cast iron pans or pots, iron fish is great. You put the fish in something that you're cooking. It could be a sauce. Usually people boil water and put the iron fish in it, and then it gets like little bits of iron in like infused in whatever you're cooking, whatever you're eating. Just like a cast iron would, except like the iron fish, it's quite literally a chunk of iron shaped as a fish, like the taiyaki fish. It looks like that. So listen, maybe you guys just need more iron. You guys ever get up too fast and just start blacking out a little bit? You need iron. Likely. So if you can't get it in meats and stuff, iron water. I don't know. Cast iron pill. Not everyone can get one. So I'm saying iron fish is like the second best. Okay, second best. Lead was everywhere in the 20th century. In the air? Cut the cameras. What do you mean in the air? What do you mean? What? I mean like in paint fumes. But like, oh, well there was a lot of paint. Oh. Well, yeah, okay. That clears. And the water pipes. And the dishware glaze. They think that's why older generations have high prevalence of Alzheimer's. Is that? Huh. That's interesting. I worry a little bit because some imported goods from like fast fashion places and other like shops that sell things very quickly at a lower quality may have lead in them, but because they're imported, I don't think they're checked as thoroughly, if that makes sense. So I was wondering if, like, you know, in our generation, if Alzheimer's would drop, or if it would go back up, but there's less people checking for lead. Lead is like a silent killer. It's everywhere. I didn't know that. I'm not scared. I'm just fascinated. That's... wow. I love my sapphire coated skin. Sapphire? What? What? Is that real? Is it sparkly? Is it pretty? Do you like it? Oh, that's cool. You need an iron fish. Everyone needs an iron fish if you don't have a cast iron. You want a pretty set? Look up the 1980s Mikasa whole wheat. Whole wheat! Leaded gasoline. That's what that means when they say it's unleaded. Oh, I thought they were... I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I think anymore. 1980 Mikasa whole wheat. I'll see. Oh, that's cute. It's cute. I thought it would be more yellow. Ooh, I like the something blue set. That one's cute. The whole wheat one I think is very cute. It's ivory. Oh, and it's like brown on the edges. It's very like... it looks like... okay, if you take like a white mushroom that's kind of like brown on the edges and you flip it upside down. It's like that. It's like that vibe. You know what I mean? That's gorgeous. I'm sure generations will have to deal with microplastics. I am guilty of microplastics. Because sometimes I use acrylic yarn and you can literally see the microplastics shedding as you knit. And I didn't realize it until college, and someone was like, ah, yes, microplastics. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, your yarn is acrylic. I was like, that's not how that's supposed to work, because plastic is supposed to be hard. So why is it soft? So, needless to say, I'm doomed, I think. Those are safe. Oh, okay. We absorb microplastics mostly from the This is bad with bears, guys. I gotta check for organic materials. Oh, man. Guys, are we cooked? I wouldn't say we're cooked. That's just something I didn't think about. It's in everything. I'm wearing plastic right now. My keyboard's plastic. Part of my microphone is plastic. If it's not lead, it's the plastic, isn't it? I need to get a new mouse. Guys, you have to remind me like every day. Because literally I'll be here every day. I'll see you tomorrow. Literally. Guys have to remind me that I need to get a new mouse because my scroll wheel is broken. So check this out. Every time I scroll in or out, it's basically a 50-50% chance on what direction it goes in. So I'm trying to scroll and make myself bigger. As you can see, it just is like a coin flip on whether that actually happens or not. Just be like that. Bad for bears? I feel like plastic is bad for bears. Yeah, you could say that. Microplastics. Macroplastics? What are we doing about macroplastics? Rule of thumb is something is gonna kill you eventually. It's true. I won't worry about every little thing. I just make sure to go to confession and try to be in a state of grace. Yeah. Great job, John. That is the correct spirit. Your voice is so pretty. I keep zoning out. Oh, thank you. I was learning to like my voice recently. Okay, two things. We'll start with Leah's because that's the easiest one. There is another VTuber that was like, "Oh man, guys, I don't really like my voice. Is it okay? What do I do? Do I change it?" And I'm like, "Listen. Don't worry about it." And this is how I kind of got over being bothered by my voice, because I think a lot of people when they first start streaming, they have to listen back to their VODs and they have to like edit stuff, and they're like, I would rather do anything else than listen to my own voice play back. And so I was listening to music in Spanish, and then I have a playlist that has like a bunch of different languages of songs. So it would be Spanish, and then Japanese, and then English, and then like Korean, and then it'll rotate to like, I've got like one French song or two, or a few good French jazz songs, and it'll cycle through. And I realized that, like the standard of beauty, when you listen to music from different cultures, you realize that different voices are voices that people consider good for singing. And speaking is the same way, where different people like different kinds of voices. And someone out there thinks that your voice is beautiful because that's the kind of voice they look for when they're listening to things to be soothing, you know, or pick favorite streamers, etc. So we're always going to be someone's favorite because everyone's taste is different. And so someone thinks it's the most beautiful thing ever. And I was like, you know what? I might not like it, but I know that there's at least one person out there that thinks it's good. So I'll keep talking. So I kind of got over myself, you know? Yeah, 1980s Mikasa sets are fine. Tomoe Umari didn't like her voice either, but her fans convinced her it was fine. Yeah! I like Teto more than Miku in terms of voice, for example. Yeah! Hi, Jam! Okay. For me, growing up, I liked Luca the most out of the female Vocaloids, singing-wise. And then Meiko was like... Okay, it was Luca, and then it was Rin, for different reasons, because they would sing different things. But when I looked for lower voices, I looked for Luca, and when I looked for higher voices, I looked for Rin. So all of my favorite songs were either Luca or Rin, or growing up, because I liked Len, as my favorite male Vocaloid, it was Len or Gakupo, right? But you know, over time it changes, and I still think their voices are great, but now I look toward, like, you know, all of the updated voice banks and the different tuning that's now possible, and the different ranges that are now possible with the new software and the new voice packs. So I am very fond of Kaito and the way that a lot of producers tuned Kaito. I still like Rin, but no one really plays around with like her ridiculously high register anymore, so you know, she kind of loses her mystique. But Meiko sounds really good, so 11 out of 10. You know, everyone's voice is beautiful to someone. That's what I was thinking about too, looking at all of those, like, you know, in those Pokemon stores, how they have all of those, like, sitting cutie plushies of all the Pokemon that are, like, cutesy and sitting down. Every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon. So you'll see a Pokemon that you, like, do not care for at all. And you're like, ugh. Right? But then, you see someone, like, come in and get so excited about this random Pokemon, and you're like, for what reason? But, you know, it's like someone's favorite Pokemon is Cottony. Like, really. Truly. Why? Not sure. I get it. but at the same time, out of all the Pokemon, that's not what I would pick. But Lampent is my favorite Pokemon, you know, and I think a lot of people like Chandelure a lot more, but I like Lampent. He's got a little hat. He's real cute. He's my favorite Pokemon. So, you know, everyone has a favorite, even if it's an unpopular one. That's okay. So voices are like that. People are like that. So Cottonee is so good for VGC. What's that? Not Kaito? Yeah. Since the world has 8 billion people, I guess at least one person must love each one. Exactly! Even if they don't know them yet, you know? Scyther has been my favorite since 2000. I see. Let me look. That's the green one with the, like, I'm making, like, the gesture for scissors, like playing rock, paper, scissors, but that's definitely not what I'm thinking of. I'm trying to think if it's either the green one or the red one. Let me see. It's the green one with the... Okay, I'm now making, like, a hook with my hand, kind of like a scythe. I know what you're talking about. It just took... The words didn't click all together, but they're here now. Okay, I understand. I tried to do the end of Hatsune Miku on hard the other day, and I just died laughing because it was so bad. Yeah. Can't wait for you to do... Oh my gosh. There's one expert mode song that I absolutely love that is really hard for me, but isn't hard anymore. I mean, it's always a close call. It's one of the snow ones. It's one of the snow ones, but I can't remember. It's my favorite though. It's that one year where the, like, Snow Miku was like a sailor. What year is that? It was... What year was this? 2022 song, whatever the song was. I don't remember. It's I don't know. Whatever that song is, that one's my favorite map on Project Sakai, I think. Yeah, that one, and then 1 is my favorite. I like 1 because I like listening to it, but I like that other song because of the map. It was expert. I did it hard and I was like, let's see expert. Yeah. Why am I getting weird horror movie ads? That's not my fault. I'm sorry. Competitive Pokemon. Double battles. Oh. Me when I use Smeargle. I'm joking. That's not allowed. Wait, it was expert, I see. I don't know. I hope your ads weren't too bad. I was there for Pokemania in 1999. I saw the first movie in theaters and got all the Burger King toys. Wow. What a time to be alive. I think... Okay, maybe it was 2008. But I always associate, like, Michelle Obama being my childhood villain. And okay, this is not political at all. Because I love the Obamas, okay? It's not political. But here is my personal grievance. Okay, as an American child, I really liked getting Happy Meals, like literally every other kid. And so, you know, Michelle Obama's whole thing was, like, to end or to, like, lower the number of childhood, like, obesity, right? So all of the Happy Meal serving sizes used to be perfect for me, and they made the fries smaller, and they replaced them with apple slices at one point. And I think at that point, all of the Happy Meal toys started, like, declining in quality. So, and it might have just been because of the 2008 recession, but in my head, it was because of Michelle Obama. And then I'll go to school, and they got rid of the, like, ice cream at school. And I loved getting ice cream every Friday. I would get the strawberry ice cream with, like, the little, like frozen, it's almost like Dippin' Dots on the outside, like a strawberry cream crust situation. I would get those every day, and, well, not every day, every Friday, and then I would occasionally get normal potato chips. I go into public school, and they have whole wheat, everything. They don't have ice cream anymore. They have those baked chips that taste like wet cardboard. So, growing up, I was like, Michelle Obama did this. Michelle Obama ruined my food. And so, like, I didn't hate anyone as a kid, but I was just like, I don't like whatever she did. I don't like it. This completely non-political stance of I just was sad my Happy Meals like declined in quality and quantity, and I had no school ice cream. But other than that, fine lady. Fine lady. Michelle Obama made the Patty's dinner. She did. She thought I was gonna be happy with 15 fries. Like, literally, they made their own, like, little, cardboard thingy, little fry holder. And when I saw that for the first time, and I saw there were, like, 10 to 15 fries in there, I about popped a gasket, I think. I was so upset. And, like, little Junie at, like, 9 years old was like, what is this? And they have the audacity to ask me if I want apple slices. Or if they want to give me my normal amount of fries. Are you kidding me? Give me the small fries. Give me... What is this extra small fryage? I didn't ask for any of this. So, literally nothing else mattered to me growing up more than Michelle Obama's tyranny on my food. Because I've always been underweight. So I'm like, oh yeah, McDonald's, I can get a lot of meat in and I'll eat it all and it's gonna be great. And then it was less. I was like, Michelle, you are my enemy. You have done nothing good for me in my entire 9 years. So she was like my major op. But like literally, it was the beginning of Junie's Joker arc. It's true. It's true. That was my original crash out. I think that was my first ever crash out. Great. In 2008, I was... Oh! In 2008, I was 7. Economy? Sovereignty? Wrong. Happy Meals is a real hot button issue. That's how I felt. That's really how I felt. You know, and I was like, listen, I can't even vote. I'm too young to vote and to pay attention to, like, politics. But I really thought that it was, like, every first lady's job to, like, dictate whether school lunches were supposed to be good or not. Okay, so whenever, like, young me was learning about elections, like, I think the next one was in 2012? I was, like, 11, so obviously mentally checked out. But I was like, okay, well, what about the other first lady? Is that other first lady gonna get me, like, good food and Happy Meal toys again? And fix, like, the economy? I don't really care about the economy. I just care about the food. Maybe they can't give me good tasty food because the economy's bad. I really don't know how that works. So, is the other first lady gonna give me good food? Because I don't want Michelle again, because she gives me bad food. And here's the thing, like, you know, the Nickelodeon Day of Play, where they'll cut off, like, Nickelodeon for, like, a few hours to encourage kids to go play outside. When, like, Obama was in office, Michelle Obama would always be on those ads. So I'd be watching Nickelodeon, and I'd be having a great time. I didn't like playing outside as a kid. My siblings did. I didn't. And so I would go and try to watch my little cartoons. Okay, Ben 10 and the like. And then I would see her face. Okay? I already experience her when I go to McDonald's and I don't have enough fries. I experience her when I go to school. I come home in the comfort of my own home, on my TV, on my channel. She has the audacity to show her face and talk about health. I was so tilted over this woman. I was 9 years old and angry. It's like now, like, the most ridiculous thing I've ever been, like, upset about. But I look back at that time very fondly because I feel like I was the only person in the world that cared about the injustice that was my perfect Happy Meal. Like, that was the only hill I ever died on. And I did perish because, you know, by the time high school rolled around, they were just giving us slop. It was awful. Started packing my lunches. I was like, I'd rather have a soggy PB&J than prison food. It was worse than prison food. So I learned after I graduated. I was like, are you serious? Man, at least they got, like, white bread. We had whole wheat, but, like, it was more wheat than it was bread. It was just... Only public school could make bread taste bad. So for anyone that's international, congratulations on having good lunches, probably. Because I see lunches in like Japan and I see lunches in like Italy. Oh my goodness, they eat. Okay? And then I go to America public schools. I'm like, we got pizza dippers and that's about as good as it gets. Whole wheat pizza dippers. And I loved pizza dippers. Those were the only things that were left that were good. Those like steak nuggets were mystery meat, I guarantee you. Honestly, I never noticed the fries. Yeah, because if you don't eat Happy Meals like I did all the time. I mean, not all the time, but like it was like my favorite thing. She changed my favorite thing. And you know how kids are when people change their favorite thing or lose their favorite thing? Like if they lose their favorite toy, or if someone changes the channel when they're watching their favorite show, or if someone like rearranges something that they have in a very particular way, they get upset. And that one was like catastrophic because it was all McDonald's everywhere. It's like, what do you mean? There is no safe haven for my favorite meal. Nightmare of nightmares. Oh, thank you. I will hydrate. I should do that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Public school got in trouble in the 2000s for trying to pass shark meat? I mean, at that point, I'd eat a shark. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being able to say, like, as a kid, you gained your protein by eating shark? That's metal. Not everyone can say that. So honestly, big ups. That's really cool. Obama had a third term. The bread would have eventually become low carb. No! No! I don't know what kind of power she had as the first lady, but she ruined school lunches and she ruined McDonald's, and that's my only grievance with that woman. I just couldn't stand to see her when I was younger, and I'm like, you have young children, have you no heart? Giving us cardboard in our school lunches. Like, if I were old enough to protest, I would, and it would only be about school lunches and McDonald's. That was literally it. It's actually pretty good. I didn't have an issue, but the parents were upset. That's so lame. Bro, sharks are friend, not food. No. The fish that sharks eat are friends and not food. So if anything, we're doing the right thing. Okay? Listen, sharks are food. Okay, we're getting rid of natural predators. We're the top dogs. I would love to try shark. I mean, maybe I have. I don't know. That's my, like, not necessarily concern, but, like, slight worry is that I may have, like, accidentally eaten something I wasn't supposed to. Like, maybe horse. Because, like, again, in school lunches, you really don't know what are in those steak nuggets. Because they just call it steak. And sometimes it tasted differently. So maybe I could have had some other red meat. Who knows? Like, not me. And I don't think the school board would ever say anything about it. So, who knows? Me and my shark hyperfixation. I gotta take a break real quick. Oh, no! It's okay. I wouldn't eat any of the sharks that you like. I promise. Okay? But, like, if the shark is already not alive, it would be right and just and kind and charitable to not let the shark go to waste, you know, in its loving memory. Now, I wouldn't go out and get a shark to eat, but, you know, if the shark is already gone, listen, I like to partake, you know. It's just a piece of their life, you know, intertwined with mine for the briefest of moments. We've gotten to know so many animals, guys, in our life by eating different animal foods. This is not an Inky conversation. Inky is a vegan. But in my life, I have known probably thousands of cows and chickens. Isn't that really weird to think about? Oh, so many crabs. I'm like the #1 enemy of crabs, for sure, because we used to have unlimited crab legs at our university for certain holidays. Because we were pretty coastal. So we really just had crab leg after crab leg after crab leg, and people from all over town would come and get the crab legs because it was all you can eat and it was a low cost. But that has since ended for the public, so only people that attend the university can get the unlimited crab legs now, but peak experience. Forgot I prepared my intro. Hola hermana Junie Felicity-chan. Oh no. I took a photo of a fuzzy butterfly today and thought of you. Aww. That's cute. Thanks. Pictures of moth go devouring a shark. Listen. I mean, for some cultures, moths symbolize death. Again, I don't really know why I picked the moth. Okay, well, I guess I do know why. It was weird. It was a brief experience, but I just really started liking moths at one point. Interesting fact, the church has had it as a mortal sin to eat horse meat What? Well, why would you tell me that? Why would you tell me? Because now it is mortal because I know it is wrong. So now I can't feign ignorance. I'll never intentionally eat a horse then. Just in case. Dang, that bummer. That's crazy. Okay, reason I like moths. Every time I've had an experience with a moth, it has always been peaceful. And I think what really struck me in college, and it was so weird, it was the middle of the day in hot, humid, insert state here, August. Okay? Mind you, bright daytime, okay? And marching band, hot outside. I have this big old instrument. I played euphonium at the time. So I have this big marching baritone, which is about 10 pounds-ish. It's like a big trumpet. Essentially a big trumpet. So I'm holding it, and this moth comes over and flies and lands on the bell of my instrument. And you know, sometimes bugs like land on instruments. Usually they're bees or dragonflies. But it was a moth. In the middle of the day. And it just like stayed there the entire time. It would move around, so it would like flutter or like walk across the bell. And I would move really slowly because I didn't want to disrupt it, okay? And, you know, eventually it was time for us to go inside and for us to have our lunch break. So I take my instrument case. Well, I take my instrument and I gently put it in the case. And the moth is like sitting on top of it. And by the time I came back, the moth had passed away. And I was like, this moth spent its last moments in existence enjoying the vibrations of my instrument and hanging out with me. And then it just died. And I thought that was, I don't know. I felt some sort of way about it and it just stuck with me, you know. So I'm quite fond of that particular moth. It was like a common white wave moth. Just in the middle of August. Just sunny as can be, 90 something degrees. I get to spend the moth's last moment of existence playing instruments and being silly. I know, it was so... Man, like, I didn't know how to feel about it because I'm like, do I grieve a bug? I don't know, but it was beautiful. And I'm like, I like moths. So if anyone ever asks me like what my favorite animal was, I'm like, growing up it was pandas, 110%. But you know, I feel like after some calm experiences with moths, I've just been like, yeah, if bugs count as animals to you, then moth would be my favorite. So rosy maple moth's my beloved. You know, I don't like the big pretty moths, like the atlas moth, the luna moth, the rosy maple moth. I don't like as much as like the random, just like common brown, sometimes white moth. You know, just standard default settings. I remember as a kid, I really, really loved inchworms. You know, and like little, the little larvae that become moths. And those were always my favorite part of spring, is to see all of the little inchworms and everything. So I guess I've always kind of been fond of moths. Like, everyone loved butterflies. My mom was obsessed with butterflies. She still loves butterflies. And I just... For me, I always thought that moths were cooler because they, like, worked in the quiet. And, you know, once I first, like, pulled my, like, first all-nighter as a kid playing Roblox, embarrassing, I realized the peace that is, like, early morning and, like, the dead of night. And those are the times you would see moths. And so, like, I'd wake up really, really, really early for school in high school. I'd always get up around, like, I think 5 o'clock. Like, I would get home and go to sleep and be in bed by, like, 11 maybe midnight to wake up at 5 every morning because I had a really long commute to get to school. So I'd wake up at 5, and you know, that's when the moths were still out and the day hadn't completely like broken yet. The sun didn't come up yet. Especially in the wintertime, it'd be like dark nighttime outside, cold, you know, and you'd always see the moths then. So I don't know. They've always been around, so I kind of like them. Interworms are pretty cool dudes. I agree. They're so cute. I heard Roblox mentioned. Man. Yes, I did play Roblox as a young... Maybe not super young, though. Back when Roblox was still, like, super crunchy, you know? I played Minecraft when it first came out, right? And Roblox when it first came out. So, totally different now. Not as brain rot as it is currently. But, yeah. The young mothling. Well, age is weird because I'm a painting, so... You know. Isopods are always awesome to handle. I know. I saw a roly-poly for the first time in college and I got so excited. I, like, knelt down on the, like... It was a pathway to a dormitory. But I was like, guys, clear the way. Like, I was, like, fully, like, on the ground looking at this little, like, bug. And I touched it gently and it, like, curled in on itself. And I was like, what do you mean? That's so cool. What's a roly-poly? It's like a... What is the proper name for a roly-poly? I know there's a name. They're like, little, I think they're called, like... Aren't they called pill bugs? Basically, they're like little, isopods. And they... Oh, have you seen a... Yes, pill bugs. Have you seen a... Hi, Julius. Like, not a horseshoe crab. A horseshoe crab is an isopod. But it's basically a bug that looks like it's wearing armor. And there's different plates of armor all lined up. It's kind of a fat-looking bug. Right? And you touch it, and it just curls up into a little ball. As a defense mechanism, into a tight little ball. So predators can't get to it. Yeah. Found a cute pill bug plushie. Ah, they're so cute. I love isopods. And, you know, I consider crabs as honorary bugs, obviously. Duh. I have nothing against water bugs, and I think there should be more crab VTubers. There's plenty of sharks. We need more isopods. We need roly-poly VTubers. We need horseshoe crab VTubers. We need king crab and lobster VTubers. Okay? There's a market out there. I am the target audience. Okay? I also caught word instrument earlier. Yeah, I was talking about my moth. I thought about naming it, but I don't know. I'm going to take a nap. Love you, goobers. Aw, have a good nap, Leah. Rest well. I almost took a nap today. I had a sip of black coffee, and then I laid down to see what would happen, and I think I just needed caffeine and relaxation. Today doesn't feel like a stream day to me. It feels very low-key, you know. Oh no! Horseshoe crabs are arachnids. Hold on, let me make sure I'm getting my isopods correct. We're kicking them out of the isopod club. Because they're not isopods. What's the one in the ocean? The one in the ocean that's really cute. Ooh, are they just called isopods? I don't think so. They got names, right? Ocean. Whatever that one is, I like it. They just called isopods? Whoa, the deep sea isopod. That one's cool. I like that one. I like it. Tribe. Triple light VTuber. What is that? T-R-I-L-O. Trilobite. Oh! Oh. You know, maybe. Giant isopod? Yeah. The giant ocean isopod. I like that guy. That guy is cute. As can be. Yeah. I think it could be done. I think there should be more, like, variety in terms of bug VTubers. And more variety in terms of, like, fish and other oceanic VTubers. Because there's just so many creatures out there that exist that are really cool. That I feel like are untapped. in terms of VTubing. I think one of the most clever things that exist are catfish. But that's really... It's usually like a cat girl with like a shark tail. And I think that's hilarious. But I think we should get a little goofy with it. What are those? Like those lionfish? I think we should have a lionfish VTuber. I think we should have a pufferfish VTuber because that's fun and super iconic. Definitely roly poly. Cat girl with a shark tail. Yeah, it's a cat fish. Do you get it? Yeah. I have never heard of Sacred Heart Month. Well, it's June, and that is Sacred Heart Month. The feast day of Sacred Heart is this year. It's always the Friday after Corpus Christi, which is this year, June 27th. Right? In VTubers, you only see cat, fox, shark, dog, wolf. I don't see dogs enough. I want, like, more puppies. I think that's cute. Platypus VTuber. Yeah. Yeah! I think a platypus would be great. There are a few moths, and I like the moths that are more like Mothman cryptids. Right? Mothman cryptids are great. Versions of moths. But a lot of the moths are spooky. You know? I think there's a market for cutesy moths. I think I've become a cutesy moth by accident, but I'm trying to redeem a little bit. I'm still gonna be a moth, but just that's not gonna be the main focus. I think moths are great though. Komodo dragon VTuber maybe one day. Yeah! I think that's great. Komodo dragons, like I know that True Orion's is a gecko. That's amazing. There should be, guys, hear me out. Color changing chameleon VTuber. Why haven't we done that before? I don't know. I haven't seen one. If you guys have seen one, please tell me who it is. Because I think that a color changing chameleon VTuber would be incredible. Goodness knows what Sameko Saba will look like. Who's that? Sameko? Who's that? Silent is a dragon. I've seen a lot of dragons. Sameko Saba. Oh! Okay, yeah. I didn't know there was a B. I thought it was a W. Orion's is very nice. I agree. Okay, in the Christian sphere, who do we have? We have a wolf, a dragon, we have a plant, a moth, a possum. We have a disproportionate amount of possums. I think we have about 3 possums that are Christian. I haven't met a possum VTuber that isn't Christian. We have a bunny. We have 2 people that are just people. One's a bard. The other one is, well, we have an elf as well. Because Bree's an elf. Hal is just a dude. And Celeste is just a girl. Which, valid. We don't have, I don't think we have like a Christian C-tuber yet, though. You know? No corn snake VTubers. Ooh, a snake! A snake would be cool. A snake would be super cool. Yeah. Yes, she's indie. Yeah. I remember seeing her name with a W. I've never heard of a possum VTuber. Yeah! I think one of them rebranded and I don't know her new name. So I'm not sure. And then there's one that's purple. There's two. One of them has a 3D model, the other one doesn't. I don't remember them by name though, to be honest. Sully is a teddy bear. Sully is a bear! Yes. Also engine VTubers. That's true. We have 2 like street racer VTubers, which I think is cool. So 2 street racers, at least 2. Maybe 3. I think we have 2 knights. We have 2 bards. I think we're racking up, guys. We have like, I mean, a primordial being, Lillimore. She's not necessarily butterfly, but everything is butterfly themed, so I guess we can kind of count her as a bug. Well, not really. I wish we could. I really wish. I think I'm the only Christian bug. I think we need more. Guys. Guys. Please. Who they? Because I like cars. KJ, Styles, and oh my goodness, there was someone else. And I remember his model looking really cool because he had a little braid, but I don't remember his name. Lily mentioned. Yes. I have a corn snake. Snake VTuber should be more popular. I agree. Like fancy, like snake ladies. I want a snake lady VTuber. Like a modest, but like elderly, like wise snake lady VTuber. I want that so bad. I don't want like a happy-go-lucky snake VTuber, though that would be really cute and charming because snakes are very cute and their faces kind of look like puppies. So I think it could be done, but I just want a wise, like, big sister snake lady VTuber. That's just self-indulgent, though. Welcome, Wild Wolves! Wild Wolves Nation! I only know one wolf, and it's Okamura. I think. Oh, and, oh my goodness, she's really popular. Kaori. I think she's a wolf. I think. She could be a fox. I think it's a wolf. I don't know. Junie literally out here building wholesome Monster Girl Academy. I have played the game. The demo. I will be playing it again. When it fully releases. Okay? Because Damien is there. Okay? Damien, if you don't know, this is a... Okay, so... Wholesome Monster Girl Academia is a visual novel / dating sim that's wholesome, obviously. It's like Christian themed, Catholic made, of like different monster girls at a Catholic school. And you play as Gabriel? Yeah, because I think his nickname is Gabe. Who is a new student there. And I think he's a human. Okay, and so he's surrounded by monster girls. And it's a very wholesome, like, dating sim. You're trying to get a girl to ask you to prom. Essentially. But there is, like, a few other male background characters. Obviously not dateable options. But for me, as a girl playing a, like, male protagonist POV visual novel dating sim, I am quite taken by Damien. I think he's charming. Okay? So definitely recommend playing the demo. It's super cute. There's updates that happen all the time. The community is amazing. So, couldn't recommend it more. Hello there. How are you? And God bless you all. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. Did you read your Bible today? You should. Hey, so like, I immediately had to leave after my first chat, but I was gonna say God's Promise of the World Month is what I prefer to call the month of June rather than, yes, I call it Sacred Heart Month because that is liturgically what the month is called. And July is Precious Blood Month, and then August, ooh. I don't remember what August is. I had it on a big calendar, but I don't remember. Sacred Heart Month is my favorite because it's after Easter, and I feel like after Lent, and when you get stuck in ordinary time, there's kind of a spiritual lull, at least for me, so I think making every month after Easter liturgical leading up to Advent really helps me, personally. So usually the low periods for me are June and July. Then typically by August, previously I'd be back in school, so I'd be surrounded by Catholics my age, but now in August, in September and October, we have more Catholic events that come up like conventions, conferences, concerts, etc. And then, you know, by fall, I'm completely immersed in the fall season. I love fall, and Christ the King is during fall, so that helps me get into a prayerful, you know, situation. But for me, it's fortifying. July is a low. For me, ordinary time just, like, drags on for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. You go to mass and it's the 32nd week in ordinary time, and I just it feels like death a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. St. Augustine reference. Indirectly, I suppose. I wouldn't mind the Monster Girl trope if it wasn't... Oh, no. So in Wholesome Monster Girl Academia, it's definitely not that. Wholesome slime girls. Wholesome... They're not necessarily called vampires, but something like vampires. Okay. The Precious Blood... No, okay, this is what I'm saying. I like... this is... Okay. After Sacred Heart, it's Precious Blood, and I love Precious Blood. So Sacred Heart and Precious Blood combined is, like, great. And I like those. August, for me, I don't necessarily... You know... I like... Listen, I just got a book on like, the handbook for the Confraternity of the Most Precious Blood, okay? Like, I'm locked in for July. I'm ready to go. But, you know, for August, I feel spiritually occupied. And after fall, I feel like I'm good. But, you know, I'm learning more, okay? I'm trying to get used to, like, the summertime vibe. Yeah. Seeing green every week is just like... I will say that my brother and I have been talking about rebranding as VTubers now that we're becoming teachers. Ooh! If you want more Christian guys in the VTubing, you just might get your wish soon. Please come up with a fun concept for your VTubing! Anything that you like, really. It has to be something that you like because you're going to have to stare at yourself for many hours a day if you stream crazy amounts like me. Cutie, Ange! My only Frenchman! Hi, Ange! It's 4, 5, 6, 8 o'clock? Almost 9. I hope you had water today. August, hello, the Immaculate Heart. Wow, I'll be honest. In ranking, don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Okay, so when I was learning about like the Immaculate Heart, the Sacred Heart, and the Most Chaste Heart, for anyone that doesn't know, Sacred Heart is referring to Jesus's heart. The Immaculate Heart is referring to Mary's heart. If you've seen that depiction of the 7 like daggers in a heart with like flames coming out the top, that's Mary's heart because it was mentioned in, oh my gosh, what gospel was it? That Mary would suffer the pains of raising Jesus because, you know, he would reach such a terrible end and she would be there to witness it. So that's why she's depicted with blades in her heart. And then Saint Joseph, he has a heart and it's got lilies in the front, like white lilies in the front. So in ranking for me in terms of devotion, Sacred Heart is number 1. Most Chaste Heart of Saint Joseph is number 2. And like a big gap in between, and then the Immaculate Heart of Mary. I'm sorry. I love Mary though, I do. It's just that devotion in particular for me is not something that resonates necessarily. Issue with Wholesome Monster Girl Academia is, it's high school, isn't it? As a 36-year-old, I don't want to play as a high school dating sim. I think play a little bit of it, to be honest. The first segment of it is meeting the priest and going to confession. So I think you'll be okay. It's not like the ditzy like anime trope necessarily dating sim, you know. It is not overly like romantic or anything. Literally during the demo, it's like you're playing basketball, you listen to someone play guitar, they tell you about their friends and the struggles they're having with their faith and their friends. You hear about a girl that likes to play video games, but you know, she's like, yeah, I know I have an addiction to gacha games. I need to work on that. Like, it's very real and down to earth. So I think it wouldn't be too bad for you, because it's not like the I'm really playing up that I'm a high school girl kind of game, you know? So I think maybe check out a little bit of it, and it might not be bad. Johnny, you were missing a great game, but I respect your opinion. Yeah, absolutely. Catholic iconography really does make a fertile foundation for the Catholic doom guy. What do you mean? Friendship over? I can have opinions, Bob. I can like different devotions. Listen, we're small, in our littleness and our humanity, we can only like so many things. It's not that I dislike things, but you can only have so many devotions. You can't be devoted to everything the same amount. You know, you'll see that a lot in the saints, where Saint Maximilian Kolbe was like 100% in with Mary, and you won't really hear him talking about other major devotions. We'll see Saint Teresa of Avila. You know, she really focused on like the interior life, but someone that she really had a big devotion to was Saint Joseph. Like, not everyone will have a devotion to everything, but the things that you choose to be devoted to are defining features of your faith, you know? I'm big on like, because like for me, one of the biggest things that I focus on in my prayer is like the agony in the garden. Being there for Jesus when he is like in his suffering, and like being prepared for anything that happens. So I spend a lot of time mentally and spiritually there, and then, you know, childlike joy. I just get excited over anything now, because I'm like, this is amazing, life is amazing. And then Saint Joseph being a good dad, the Holy Family in general, you know. And I really like the Divine Mercy Chaplet, because I think it's a good way to pray for the world, and those are my things. But, you know, obviously it's not like everything, so yeah. Immaculate Seven Daggers thing sounds very metal. Yeah. Streaming on a Sunday? Yeah. It's a relaxing game, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Did look into Monster Girl Academia. It's funny how the succubus is the most pious religious one. Yes! It, like, avoids all the super weird tropes and is very, like, down to earth about it. So, personally, I think you would like it. I want to play it as soon as it releases, like, officially. Oh, I'll be there. I'll be there launch day. Launch day. I might get a group of girls to voice the characters if the characters are not already voiced. Okay, listen. It'll happen. It'll happen. It'll be good. Biggest devotion is the Liturgy of the Hours. Exactly. For me, I really like the Liturgy of the Hours, and it was one of the first things that I did all the time, because at 9:15 every single day of the week, while in university, we had night prayer as a group. 9:15 p.m. every week. Every day. Be there or be square, okay? And at first it was like 2 to 3 people, and by the time I graduated, our groups got up to 20 something. You know, if I'm having a bad day, if I'm struggling to stay consistent in prayer, it didn't matter, because at 9:15, pajamas, day clothes, in the middle of studying for an exam and writing a paper, otherwise I would get up, walk across campus, do night prayer with the people that were there, and then usually right afterwards I'd go to bed, or I'd go back to doing the work I was doing, but I always made that like 20-minute block at most to be there and to do night prayer with other people. So once I like got confirmed and graduated, I tried to stick with doing night prayer, and I really started liking doing morning prayer, like doing matins at like 3 a.m. So some days I'll just wake up randomly at 3 a.m. and I'll pray matins. You know, it's wonderful. Yeah, but I definitely need to be better at praying the rosary, because I don't as much as I should. I don't pray it as much as I should. But you know, as time changes and as we get older, our devotions can sometimes change. So when I first came into church, the rosary was like it. But now I'm like, let's see what St. Joseph is up to. Let's see about like personal, like Eucharistic devotions. I really like the Eucharist. And then the Sacred Heart right now is kind of the season where I'm at. Just like Jesus-centric devotions. I do have a Sleeping St. Joseph though that I quite like. So, you know. What? I'm spurging. Technically, Lord... Wait, L-O-T-H? I thought that was Lord of the Rings. What is L-O-T-H? Oh, Liturgy of the Hours! Come on, Junie. Isn't it a devotion as much as it is public liturgy of the church? Well, now, in secular settings, it is a devotion, because it's not necessarily done widely in a public setting as it was supposed to be. So it is a free and willing choice that you make as an individual to carry out that for the most part. So how does one, I don't want to say schedule, but make time for prayer time. I have been having difficult time with this. Okay, Mew. I'm like reorienting in my chair. Okay. How to make time for God. We have 24 hours in our day. 8 to 9 of those need to be sleep. 8 to 9 of those need to be work. So we're up to 16, right? To 18 hours. Obviously time to eat. Okay. And time for recreation. So we have to look at what we do in our free time and what we do recreationally. If you find yourself needlessly scrolling in the day, if you find yourself, feeling like you open YouTube and you blink and 3 hours have passed, it's probably a really good time to make time for prayer. Now, there's an issue with the fact that if it's habitual, it's really hard to want to fix our attention span right away. So I think starting to slowly watch more Christian or more inspirational to the faith videos, or filling those secular lulls of your day with Christ, like listening to more Christian music instead of secular music maybe once a week, something like that, And Christ says that our entire lives should be prayer. We should be living in a constant state of prayer. So the way to do that is this. Sometimes you're just thinking in your head. You could be like, hey God, what's up? Boom, invited to the chat, acknowledged. It's good to acknowledge Christ when you can, when you're doing your works. It's good to keep in mind if you're going through a suffering, you can be like, all right, Lord, please make the suffering into something better, because obviously it sucks right now. I think choosing to be the bigger person a lot of the time, especially at work, is a really good way to be in a more consistent state of prayerful mindset, where if someone's really getting your nerves, you're like, for Jesus, because I know he's right over my shoulder, I'm gonna lock in. Okay? I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna be chill. Sometimes that helps. But you realize that setting those habits of reading the Bible doesn't take as long as you think. It's just oh man, well, I want to do it a specific way. I want to sit down with a cup of tea and I want to have all my highlighters and pens out. Sometimes reading the Bible is opening a few verses on your phone and being like, all right. Because you're not going to have every day where you have the time to make the tea and sit down with your journal. Sometimes you gotta make time. And that's okay, I know I plan on sticking with the current 1975 version. Long after the new... There's a new edition of the Liturgy of the Hours? I want one. He may be wrong. Not sure. Oh. That is an interesting username, but I will drink water. I'm gonna call you Biggie instead. Friday is always my day to listen to only religious and classical music. I think that's really good. I think a really good first step too is to screen your playlist for songs that you listen to, but they feel like pollution in your soul. You know the ones. You know the songs that you keep on your playlist, and you're like, I know that I can't listen to this around my grandma. It might be a good song. It might be time for you to take it off of your playlist. It might be time for you to let that one go. That's totally okay. That happens. We grow, and part of growing is pruning the dying leaves and the things that are taking away from the fruit. So sometimes you gotta prune. You gotta take things out of your life you might enjoy, like scrolling on TikTok, and choose to read the big old boring book. Sometimes the Bible can be boring, but making time for it and treating it in the right way can help you start building that firmer relationship, because I think once you slip away from prayer and once you slip away from making time for God, life gets really hard, because we can't do anything by ourselves, and when we try to do something by ourselves, a lot of the time, it's a lot more work. It's a lot more work and effort, and we shouldn't just go to prayer whenever we feel like we can't do anything anymore. And we're at our wit's end. we should be there in prayer. Like, when things are good, we should be there in prayer. When things are bad, and that's the part I struggle with. I don't go to prayer when things are bad. I like boycott, and that we should not be doing that. Learn from me. It happens like every other month. Don't be like that. But you know, it can be tough to make time, especially like if you're like a wife and you have a job, or if you have children and you do something that's very demanding. You know, it can be hard to make that time to just, all right, I'm gonna read the Bible, or like make the commitment to do something that's more challenging than something that'd be easier than like mindlessly scrolling on Twitter. I do that all the time. I need to not do that as much. So I designate like certain times in my day where I can use certain apps. Like, only before this hour and only after this hour can I use this thing. City pop! City pop, yeah! I only listen to classical jazz, Japanese city pop, J-pop, and some classical rock. I don't want to listen to anything particularly egregious. I think praying over the things that you need to cut out in your life is really good too. It was so funny. I was on the way to my confirmation, driving down the highway. My mom said something, and like, then God was like, you can't listen to this thing anymore, you know? And I was like, oh, dang. That sucks, because I really like this song, but it is definitely called Servant of Evil, and he's like, you're not that anymore, you can't. Fix your face. Junie, you're about to be Catholic. You can't. You know, so I have to like really go through my playlist and like decide what is helping me and what is making me spiral, because sometimes I'll listen to music and then I'll start crashing out and wonder why. Like, Junie, you're not supposed to be listening to half the stuff you're listening to, that's why. So, you know, it can help to be wiser, and if you're going to be in the media, listening to music, listening to videos, podcasts, etc., to be choosy with what you consume in terms of media, because that forms your character. Grew up with my parents, 70s, 80s music, and in the 90s, the city pop is kind of an extension of that to me. That's fair. That's fair. I listen to a lot of R&B and gospel in terms of my family, and then like, you know, like bachata and merengue from my mom. But me as an individual, I listen to a lot of Vocaloid music of varying genres. So I always find a home in like Vocaloid music, but some of those songs are absolutely deplorable and about terrible things, so I need to take them out of my playlist. And I was thinking about that on the way to Mass, of making a playlist that is like something that is not soul rotting, you know? So I need to be smarter. Does Moth Mom like reggae? Not as much as my dad. My dad likes it more. When he's finding music to listen to during like cleaning the house, he would pick reggae if my mom wasn't home. So, yeah. I have no clue who Ginger Root? I know City Pop from Ginger Root. Who/what is Ginger Root? I have never heard talk of such. Hello from Muteland, just stopping in to make sure you took your vitamins. Someone please tell Scruffy I did. I did before stream, and I realized like I was getting my cup of water before stream because I always sit down and then I remember I have to get my water. So I got it before, and right as I was getting my water, it's like a trigger now. Like whenever I need to get ready for stream, Scruffy's the first person that comes to mind. And I take my vitamins. If I haven't. So. I listen to Porter Robinson. Oh, he's got a Vocaloid now. He's got a voice bank. Yeah, you should listen to that. That's super cool. I'm really excited for him. I don't think jazz and city pop is wrong to listen to. Oh, yeah, no, I don't think so either. No, for sure, no. I'm just saying in general, like, if you have songs in your playlist, like, just one song that you come by and you're like, oh, that makes me feel icky, then it's okay to take it out, even if you like it. It's like ripping off a band-aid. Like, no one wants to do it, but sometimes you gotta. So, totally get it. Yeah, a lot of jazz is good. I listened to one jazz song that was about being promiscuous, and I was like, oh. And I didn't listen to all of it all the way through, because I knew if I liked the song, I would want to keep listening to it. So as soon as I saw a certain thing, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Even if I like how it sounds, I cannot put myself there, you know? Is it National Milk Day, or are you saying that because he became a Lutheran today? Does his voice bank sound like the one in Worlds or Nurture? I don't really listen to him, so I'm not sure. But I'm sure you can check it out. He looks very cute. It's very cute. He's been tweeting about it from his little, like, Vocaloid account. It's real cute. I didn't say anything. It's National Milk Day. Really? Is it actually? Wow, milk. This is like monumentous for you. Are you pulling my leg or are you being for real? Milk Day 2025. January 11th. National Milk Day. January 11th. Okay. Okay. Holiday. Today. Don't trick me. What silly holiday is it today? National Day today, huh? Wait, I can explain, okay. Global Day of Parents. Day. Dare Day. Don't give up the ship day. Flip a coin day. Oh. Interesting. National Cancer Survivors Day. National Billboard Day. National Nail Polish Day. National Olive Day. National Pen Pal Day. I don't see nothing about milk, and all of it is in alphabetical order. Oh, World Milk Day. Not national. We have reached international status. It is World Milk Day today. That's even better. Congratulations. World Milk Day celebrates it all. I see. A day organized by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. United Nations. To celebrate the dairy industry and recognize milk as a globally important food. World Milk Day seeks to start a conversation on how nutritious, affordable, and accessible milk is around the globe. Not to mention delicious. It truly is Milk's Day all across the world. Happy Milk Day. World Milk Day, everyone. Incredible. Powerful stuff. Great. There are a number of 80s sleaze metal songs I can't listen to because of the promiscuous lyrics from what I read. City pop is pretty wholesome. I agree. It's about, like, nostalgic feelings. Yes, no, you definitely crushed it, peanut butter. Wow, milk and peanut butter. That's a good combination. Thanks, John. I miss you, pal. It's Pen Pal Day. National Pen Pal Day. You guys are kind of pen pally. Kinda. Milk dominated the world this day. Happy Milk Day. Happy Milk Day to milk, and happy Milk Confirmation Day also to milk. I didn't know that milk could be confirmed. But confirmed milk. What kind of milk are you? Like whole milk, 1%, 2%. Skim is not an option in this house. Cashew is not an option in this house. You get oat on a good day. And then maybe rice milk. Well, that, I personally like rice milk. I'm gatekeeping that one. So you have the options of whole milk, 1%, 2%, or oat. So, never ask these kinds of questions. What do you mean? What do you mean? Milk got confirmed. Did you also, Milk Machine? Happy World Milk Day, Milk Machine. Did you know that? I love milk, the drink. How could you say that? You love milk too, your brother in Christ. Yeah. Me too. I posted my schedule for playing songs and Rosary. Yay! You're doing great, and I'm proud of you. Keep up the amazing work. Milk's pretty good. I would hope so. I would hope you would say that, Milk Machine. Don't make me play favorites. I mean, can you at least play least favorites? What's your least favorite kind of milk? Now that we have milk and milk here. milk machine and milk drinker. Do you guys have least favorite milks? Because I feel like that's important and also relevant to the day. Considering, okay, it is World Milk Day. World, guys. This is UN mandated Milk Day. Whole milk is the only acceptable option. Incorrect, only because to drink mixed into other things, not milkshakes, but like teas, you don't want whole milk. You want like 2%. 2%. I don't like 1%, but 2% for like tea is good. Whole milk in tea, I don't think is appropriate. I suppose skimmed milk as the least favorite. Okay, good. That's smart and also correct. Great. I'm glad we're playing least favorites. I've never had oat milk. Well, today is a great day to try oat milk. I have like an oat milk maker. It's great. It like boils water and it's like a kettle, but it has like a blender on the bottom, and it has like an insulated situation. So it like heats up the milk and it like grounds whatever's in there. So if it's like rice or something like that, it like, you know, and warms it up. So I don't know how you feel about like warm plant milk, but I think it's good. You have to add an adequate amount of vanilla and sugar, because if not, it just tastes like straight up ground up oats. So, you know. But I think that's pretty neat that we have one of those. Plain unsweetened soy milk. Ooh. I do like a good soy milk. I will not lie to you. Regular dairy milk has quite a lot of sugar per glass, and I'm diabetic. I see. I didn't know that. I usually have the vanilla. If I have soy milk, I'll have vanilla. But lately, I've just been drinking regular, like, lactate milk. I'm lactose intolerant now, unfortunately, so. Terrible. Terrible! But, you know. Interesting. Well, now we know. I feel like this is relevant to Sacred Heart, because Jesus loves us so much, he gives us milk options. I prefer my milk to be, well, milk. Well, how much milk do you want your milk to be milk? It could be 100% milk. It could be 1% fat milk. Are we like going all the way, like whole milk? You know, pasteurized whole milk? Or are we going all the way of like raw milk, unpasteurized, straight from the udder milk? Listen, there's like degrees to this. So if you prefer your milk to be milk, there are levels. Or cream with more fat. I like cream. I think okay. If you're in the Discord, you know this. Did I mention this in the Discord? I didn't mention this somewhere else. I went to Starbucks the other day. Listen, I just wanted to try the blue summer drink, okay? Because it looked fruity and fun. It has coconut milk in it. And it's like summer berry, something, right? So I order this. It's got like the raspberry popping bubbles on the bottom. Delicious. Fun. Delightful. So I ordered this drink. And she slides across the counter a different drink. It's like that, but like a blue lemonade kind of version. And she hands it to me and she goes, well, because we made it wrong, we're going to make the other one for you. And you can just keep this one. So boom, I'm already like 2 fun fruity drinks in, right? Because one was free. So I was like, this was like a $3 drink. This is amazing. And then I leave and this lady gives me like a purple rose. And I'm like, this is incredible. I'm being spoiled to every degree. Now, I had to run a few more errands and I hadn't eaten a big meal yet. The issue is that those drinks were caffeinated and I do not handle like the amount of caffeine in coffee that well. I thought they were fun, fruity juice. No, not so. Not so. They were caffeinated. And it didn't hit me until I got home. And I was like, why am I going too fast? So that was rough. Worth it for the taste, but don't drink 2 caffeinated drinks back to back on an empty stomach. I'll say that. It was awful for a few hours. Oh my goodness. Woo! Hello, turtle. How are you? I'll be heading out. God bless you, Junie and Doodlebugs. I will see you tomorrow. Well, I'll be here tomorrow and every day for the rest of the month. So I'll see you when I see you, you know? I might actually wrap up soon. I'm trying not to burn myself out, and in not burning myself out, I'm trying not to stream as long as I typically do. So maybe like the good 2 hours. It might extend to 3. I know when I do the tea time streams on Saturday mornings, they'll be about an hour and a half, and no longer than that. But Friday, if you see the schedule, I'll post it on YouTube as well because I haven't yet. I'll definitely put that out there so you guys know. I'll be on Game of Favorites at 8 p.m., but I'm also streaming a little bit earlier that day, doing something else. So I'm trying to balance everything where I'm not doing too much work and I'm not driving myself crazy because obviously. So I'm trying to get into the routine of it. And if it becomes a good and healthy routine and it's fruitful and I enjoy it, I might keep doing things this way. But if I need to schedule in days of rest and they're actually restful, then I'll do that. But I definitely want to like have Saturdays off after June is over. Not every Saturday, but you know, some. Like just in case I want to have a social life. So I do have IRL events I've slotted into streaming. So, you know, hopefully this will feel kind of like a 9-to-5 situation where I like work and stream and do it every day. And tomorrow, I'll do it again. We're playing Minecraft on a Discord server. Not Discord server. On a Minecraft server. If you guys know 9, his username is like IX9, which is like the Roman numeral for 9, and then 9 again. I just call him 9. Some people call him 99. Some people call him X9, which is incorrect. Don't call him that. It's the Roman numeral and not letters. But I'll be playing on his server. It's only open for a month. So I'm gonna build a cute house and maybe we'll meet some people. I don't know who's gonna be live and on the server at the time, but I'm thinking since the server only lasts about a month, maybe I'll just make it a pattern to, you know, go on Mondays and work on something, because it's all temporary. Memento mori, guys. 1 month of a server, 1 month of me messing around in Minecraft. We'll see where it gets us. You know, then we can look back on the last Monday and be like, wow, this is awesome. Or like, wow, this house looks terrible in hindsight. 9. Yeah, if you know Cho, the Chosen One, NJ on YouTube and on Twitch, he hates the number 9. So if you mention anything that is vaguely the number 9 related, he'll crash out a little bit. It's really entertaining. It's not like in a malicious or bad way. It's just he had a tough time playing that one, like, there was a game that was called like 9 something something, and it was like a nightmare for him. So if you ever bring up 9 to Cho, just know he'll be like, what did you just say? Did you just say 9? Because I will twitch. It's funny. But don't torment him with the number 9. But as a tasteful joke, I'm just giving you the power necessary. Okay. I think so many people are streaming today and right now, which is crazy because I didn't know that people streamed on Sundays. But they do. I just don't. But Hal does. And he's yapping. And I was just yapping. So I think that's a great... Oh! There's a bunch of Catholics there. It's, Flame. And Gabrielle. And Ami. And Zerg. And... I don't remember her name. There's someone else. I don't remember her name. It's surprising how many are streaming. I know, right? It's Junie month, though. It is Junie month. That's this month. It's Sacred Heart month. And that's the only reason it's Junie month. So I'm gonna go rate Hal. Just because I think it'd be good. I didn't know Zerg was Catholic. I think he is. Well, now I'm not so sure, but I think he is. You can ask yourself. Did that do it? That and Humility Month. I really don't like calling it that, I'll be so honest. I don't like calling it that. I don't know if that worked. I don't think it did. Okay. We'll do it here. Read the Halcyon. I always spell it wrong, so I'm like really looking at it. I don't think Hal is on YouTube, people. But I will convince him to be on YouTube at some point. I think I can manage it. Remember him being Roman Catholic, I see. Raid message for those that are on Twitch are these ones. I need to change those. I keep forgetting. It's the month of the most sacred heart. It is. I am very excited that I get to say that I'll see you guys tomorrow because that's a true statement. And then I'll see you the day after that. And I'll see you the day after that. And the day after that. And I could keep going on for like 27 more times, but I won't be doing that. And saying the Divine Mercy Chaplet with me at our household sessions. Oh! That's fun. Definitely Catholic. Listen, I think... Okay, listen, this is my goal. This is my goal. We're gonna get people to say the Divine Mercy Chaplet that are not Catholic. This is my major scheme. I'm joking. I just think it's a really good prayer. It's great for everyone. It's distinctly, like, just Christ-centered Christian, I think. Listen, first, Divine Mercy Chaplet. Then the world. We got it, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Please read your Bible. I'm telling you now. I told you earlier. But please do that. And I will see you tomorrow. Eat dinner. Take care and God bless. Goodbye.